this is something else.
It's awesome. It's amazing. Thank you, guys.
Something strange has been happening with Misty Raney, and fans of Homestead Rescue can't stop asking questions. She's been the heart of the show for years, teaching families how to grow food, raise animals, and actually survive off the grid. But recently, her presence has shifted, sparking rumors, confusion, and even wild theories about whether she's stepping away from the spotlight for good. Could Misty be leaving behind the show that made her famous, or is there something bigger going on behind the scenes? Let's uncover what's really happening to Misty Raney, and the truth may surprise you. From the very beginning of Homestead Rescue, Misty Raney stood out as more than just another cast member. She wasn't the survivalist dad or the building expert, she was the one who made the dream of self-sufficiency actually possible. Misty specialized in farming, livestock care, and sustainable food systems, which are the lifeblood of any homestead. While Marty and Matt often focused on structures, Misty made sure families had the ability to feed themselves long-term. Without her, most of the rescues wouldn't be complete. Viewers quickly connected with her because she was hands-on, no-nonsense, and approachable. She didn't just bark instructions, she got down in the dirt, literally alongside families. Over the seasons, Misty built her reputation as the show's anchor, the one who balanced out the rugged toughness of her father and brother with practical knowledge and warmth. She became a fan favorite not because she was dramatic, but because she was authentic. But here's the thing, when someone becomes such an integral part of a reality series, any shift in their presence feels magnified, and that's exactly what's been happening. Fans have noticed she's not always as front and center as before. Scenes that once leaned heavily on her expertise now sometimes feel trimmed down or shifted to others. The question is, why? When a personality like Misty starts fading from the spotlight, even slightly, there's usually a reason. And it's not always as simple as stepping back quietly. Because what happens next might reveal whether Misty's role on Homestead Rescue is changing for good, or if there's something happening behind the cameras that no one's talking about. It didn't happen overnight, but eagle-eyed fans started noticing subtle changes in Misty's appearances. In earlier seasons, she was everywhere, teaching families how to handle livestock, build greenhouses, and stockpile food. More recently, however, she's appeared in fewer episodes, and when she does, her segments sometimes feel shorter, almost like the producers are cutting around her. Social media added fuel to the fire. Misty, once a consistent poster about life on the homestead, began sharing less about the show itself. Instead, her posts leaned more toward family, personal projects, and life outside the TV spotlight. For fans who rely on Instagram or Facebook updates, this was a big shift. Then came the speculation. Reddit threads, fan forums, and YouTube comments started buzzing with theories. Maybe she was unhappy with the way the show was being edited, or maybe she was ready to focus on her family. Others wondered if the physical demands of filming, constant travel, long shoots, and the high-pressure nature of rescue work were becoming less appealing. While no official announcement has confirmed her stepping back, the pattern is clear enough to raise questions. Reality shows rely heavily on continuity, and when a key figure like Misty appears less often, audiences pick up on it fast. But here's where things get tricky. Not every absence is intentional. Sometimes filming schedules clash with personal life. Sometimes production decisions spotlight other cast members. And sometimes, it's simply the ebb and flow of reality TV. Still, the growing whispers can't be ignored, because when fans feel like someone as essential as Misty is being sidelined, they start digging deeper. And once people start digging, the personal side of Misty's life comes under the spotlight, which may be the biggest clue of all. If there's one thing Misty has always been clear about, it's her love for family. She's married to carpenter and surfer Maciah Bilodeau, and together they have a son, Gage. Their lives split between the rugged homesteads of Alaska and the sunny coasts of Hawaii, a balance that sounds idyllic, but in reality, it's a logistical nightmare when you're filming a hit TV show. Raising a child while juggling filming schedules and traveling across states is no easy feat. Every time Misty leaves for long shoots, it means time away from Gage. Fans forget that reality stars are real people with kids to raise, bills to pay, and lives outside the cameras. Misty has spoken openly about how important family is to her, and it wouldn't be surprising if she started prioritizing them over TV fame. Then there's the lifestyle itself. Homesteading isn't just something Misty does for a paycheck, it's the way she lives. That means she doesn't need cameras to validate her. Whether or not she's on Homestead Rescue, she's still teaching, farming, and living sustainably. In fact, her social media often shows her passion for raising animals, gardening, and building, but away from the chaos of production crews. The truth is, being on television often forces families into compromises. Kids grow up in the public eye. Relationships feel the pressure of long-distance separations, And sooner or later, many stars decide to step back for their own sanity. So while Misty hasn't confirmed anything, her lifestyle suggests she may be leaning toward family first. And if that's the case, then fans may have already seen a shift in her role, one that's less about screen time and more about balance. But that's not the whole story. When a reality TV star steps back, rumors explode, and Misty Raney has been no exception. Some fans speculate she's tired of the show's editing, claiming producers dramatize situations that don't reflect reality. Others whisper about disagreements behind the scenes or creative differences with how rescues are portrayed. A few even push the wild theory that she's done with TV altogether. But let's separate fact from fiction. As of now, Misty has never officially announced she's leaving Homestead Rescue. No press releases, no interviews, no farewell episodes. That silence is telling. If she were truly quitting, Discovery or the Raney family would likely make it clear. What we do see, however, is a shift in how much of her life she shares. Her posts now center more around her son, her marriage, and day-to-day homesteading, rather than promoting the show. For fans who read between the lines, it feels like a soft retreat, not a full exit, but a gentle step back from constant exposure. It's also worth noting that many rumors are fueled by fan frustration rather than insider knowledge. When viewers don't see their favorite cast member as often, they jump to conclusions, add in social media echo chambers, and speculation spreads like wildfire. Here's the reality. Misty is still a part of the show, but whether her role continues to shrink, or whether it's simply part of shifting storylines, remains to be seen. And yet there's another angle that people often overlook: the controversies around Homestead Rescue itself. Because while Misty may not be the direct target of them, the fallout could explain why her presence has changed. And that's where things get even more interesting. Homestead Rescue has built its reputation on high-stakes drama, families on the brink of collapse, harsh living conditions, desperate struggles, and then the Raneys swoop in to save the day. But behind the curtain, not everything is as authentic as it appears. Several past participants have spoken out, claiming producers exaggerated their struggles or scripted parts of the show. Some said their homesteads weren't in as much danger as portrayed. Others alleged that certain fixes were less permanent than TV made them look. While none of this has been directly tied to Misty, the controversies cast a shadow over the entire cast. For someone like Misty, who values authenticity and sustainability, being caught in the middle of that storm could be frustrating. Fans who adore her for her down-to-earth knowledge may not realize the behind-the-scenes pressure to dramatize moments, and if those pressures grew, it's no wonder she might start distancing herself from certain aspects of production. It's also possible producers shifted focus toward Marty's rugged persona or Matt's building expertise, as those tend to fit better with high-drama narratives. Farming and food sustainability, while vital, doesn't always grab ratings in the same way as chopping down trees or fending off wildlife. This could naturally push Misty's screen time down, not because she's less important, but because of editing choices. Regardless of the cause, the controversies surrounding the show have changed how some fans view it. And for Misty, that could be the perfect reason to put family first while keeping her distance from drama. But where does that leave her future with Homestead Rescue? That's the question fans are most eager to answer. The big question remains, what's next for Misty Raney? If she's not stepping away entirely, then what direction is she headed in? One possibility is a scaled-back role. She may continue appearing in episodes, but focus on fewer, more impactful moments, rather than being in every storyline. That would allow her to balance family life while staying connected to the show's fans. Another option could be pursuing independent projects. Misty already has credibility as a farming and sustainability expert. It wouldn't be surprising if she launched workshops, speaking engagements, or even a digital platform to teach homesteading skills directly. In fact, many fans might prefer learning from her without the filter of reality TV editing. And then there's the chance she simply wants to step into a quieter life. Not everyone thrives under the constant spotlight. Misty could easily continue living her homesteading dream without the cameras, focusing entirely on family and farming in Alaska and Hawaii. Of course, the wild card is that she could surprise everyone by stepping back into the spotlight in a new way. Reality stars often branch out into spin-offs, collaborations, or other media projects. With her popularity, Misty has options. For now, though, the truth is uncertain. She's given no final word on her future with Homestead Rescue. That silence leaves the door open for speculation, but it also keeps fans watching closely, waiting for the next hint. Because when someone like Misty, who feels so genuine and relatable, changes her path, it resonates deeply with audiences, and that's why fans can't stop asking, what's really going on behind the scenes? Regardless of what the future holds, Misty Raney's impact on Homestead Rescue is undeniable. She's not just a cast member, she's a symbol of resilience, practicality and authenticity in a show that thrives on drama. Fans trust her because she doesn't just perform for the cameras, she genuinely lives the lifestyle she teaches. Her segments on gardening, livestock care, and food security have inspired countless viewers to try homesteading themselves. Many fans credit her for making the idea of self-sufficiency feel approachable, not intimidating. That's a legacy bigger than any single season of TV. Even if her screen time has shifted, Misty's reputation hasn't. Viewers continue to praise her as the most relatable Raney, the one who brings balance to the show's rugged tone. Her influence goes beyond episodes. It sparks conversations about sustainability, family balance, and living off the land. And that's why her potential absence, or even reduced presence, feels so significant. When you remove someone who embodies the heart of the show, audiences notice. They don't just watch for the rescues, they watch for Misty. So whether or not she remains front and center, her presence has already shaped the way Homestead Rescue is remembered. But fans still want answers, and that lingering mystery about what comes next might be the reason her story is far from over. Misty's story highlights something deeper than just one person stepping back from a show. It speaks to the bigger picture of reality television itself. Shows like Homestead Rescue often blur the line between entertainment and authenticity. Cast members are real people, but they're also characters shaped by editing and storylines. For Misty, that duality may be part of the struggle. On one hand, she's living her truth as a homesteader. On the other, she's part of a production that may not always represent her vision accurately. Balancing those two worlds is exhausting, especially when family and personal commitments are already demanding. Fans often forget that reality stars don't control the narrative. What we see on screen is carefully curated to maximize drama and ratings. That leaves people like Misty in a difficult position. Do they lean into the narrative, or do they protect their authenticity by pulling back? This tension is at the heart of why fans are so curious about Misty's future. Her situation reflects what happens when a genuine lifestyle collides with entertainment demands. And it raises the bigger question: can reality TV truly capture authenticity without distorting it for views? For Misty, that answer may come in the form of her choices moving forward. Whether she stays, steps back, or moves on completely, her journey is a reminder that behind every character on a reality show is a real person navigating the trade-offs of fame. And that's why her story isn't just about Homestead Rescue, it's about the challenges of being real in a world that thrives on scripted drama. So what really happened to Misty Raney? The truth is less about dramatic exits and more about real-life choices. She hasn't vanished. She hasn't officially quit. What she has done is shift focus, from the constant grind of filming to her family, her lifestyle, and the things that truly matter off camera. Yes, her screen time has changed, and yes, fans are noticing. But that doesn't erase her impact. Misty remains the soul of Homestead Rescue, the figure who made self-sufficiency feel possible for thousands of viewers. And whether she's in every episode or just a few, that legacy doesn't disappear. The speculation will continue, rumors will swirl. But maybe the bigger lesson here isn't whether Misty is staying or leaving, it's what her choices reveal about life behind the cameras. Because at the end of the day, success isn't just about screen presence, it's about balance, authenticity, and doing what you love in a way that works for you. So the next time you wonder about Misty Raney's future, ask yourself this: maybe she's not disappearing at all. Maybe she's simply redefining what success looks like on her own terms. And that, in many ways, might be the most powerful move of all.